Welcome to episode 1 of Step Up Your Game. Today, we are playing an all-jack battle between Khador and Cryx. And the skill I would like to focus on this game is tips and tricks on how to use power attacks more effectively. Hence all the warjacks. So I'm playing Khador. I'm bringing Karchev the Terrible, aka El Terrible, Khador's Jack caster, that is a jack and a caster. Bringing the ever-loved behemoth, a juggernaut, and a destroyer. My opponent is also bringing his warjack list, starring Master Necrotech Mortenebra, a Leviathan, the Slayer, and the infamous Deathjack. The scenario we'll be playing today is Mosh Pit, which is a 10-inch deployment on either side, and centered in the middle is an objective. The player that ends his turn after the second turn with the only remaining models within 7 inches of this objective is the winner of Mosh Pit. So expect to be seeing basically our entire army sitting on that hill. I won the roll-off for deployment, so I kind of set my jacks huddled around Karchev. My opponent, of course, with Mortenebra and her minion, split them apart. So Mr. Darylis is behind the Deathjack, and Mortenebra is in base contact with the Leviathan, and Slayer's right over there to take advantage of her ability to allocate focus. And that's the field. See you after turn 1. Okay, El Terrible cast the spell Tow and ran. Tow allows him to place 3 warjacks that he's moved within 2 inches of, base to base after his normal movement. So he placed his 3 jacks there. After that, the behemoth moved, which I allocated focus to him, and he took 2 shots right where those 2 dice are placed. One of them scattered back on the Deathjack, and did not break through his armor. I boosted the damage on that one to the guy behind him, but it also did not break through his armor. The other shot went wide. My destroyer moved up, took a pop shot at the Slayer. Shot went wide, and the Juggernaut just kind of scooted on there. That's the end of Khador, turn 1. Okay, so my opponent moved up his caster, and moved up Mr. Darylis into cover there. The Deathjack ran. The Slayer just moved, right? Just moved. As did the Leviathan. 3 focus was allocated to the Leviathan, who took a pop shot at my destroyer. Actually, 2 pop shots, and did a total of 10 damage. But fortunately, no systems were harmed in the process. That was Cryx, turn 1. My caster upkept Tow and charged towards the Leviathan, while also casting Sidearms, which gives +1 defense for each model that is base to base with another model in his battle group. I allocated 2 focus to my behemoth, who shot at the Deathjack, dealing a total of 5 damage.
Yeah. 5 or 6.
5 or 6.
6 damage.
6 damage.
The same location, which was kind of painful.
Which is kind of painful. My destroyer moved up in front of El Terrible and took a couple pop shots at the Leviathan, hitting his caster, who is sneakily hiding behind him, dealing a total of 3 damage to the Leviathan, no damage to the caster. And that was Khador, turn 2. Okay, from the woods, Darelis used his Spell Slave ability to cast Terminal Velocity, which then allowed the ever evil Deathjack to charge in on my behemoth and took it down to all but 3 health boxes. Fun. The Leviathan unsuccessfully took some shots at my destroyer, but it was all made up by the Slayer also charging my destroyer and destroying his right arm, which is his melee arm.
You mentioned the sidearm too.
Oh, yes. And because I had upkept sidearms last turn, it caused my defense to be high enough to be able to evade like a Khador Jack should never be able to do. That was Cryx, turn 2. No one has won this round because we're all bunched up around the mosh pit. Okay, Karchev allocated 1 focus to him. He popped his feet and cast Unearthly Rage, which gives me boosted attack and damage rolls. My behemoth two-handed through the Deathjack towards the Leviathan. How a two-handed throw works is you take a model with 2 open fists, and if it is in melee range of a model that it wants to throw, you roll your strength plus 2d6 against your target's strength plus 1d6. If you successfully roll over the strength, that model is thrown. The throw distance is half of your strength towards a model. However, the Deathjack, as you can see, did not quite make it to the Leviathan, but he is knocked down. Because he was thrown off of elevated terrain, he would take fall damage, but the Deathjack's armor was good enough to withstand that. In order to attempt to win this round, my destroyer attempted to make a headbutt attack against the Slayer. A headbutt attack is a attack roll against a model. If it hits, the target model is knocked down and takes damage equal to the attacking model's strength. Unfortunately, I did not win the game because my headbutt missed. Khador, turn 2. Okay, Mortenebra cast Jumpstart to stand up the Deathjack. Her lackey cast Terminal Velocity. The Deathjack was over here and came in over here, charged, and absolutely mangled my Juggernaut in 1 turn, as the Deathjack likes to do. The Slayer came in over here and finished off the Destroyer. The Leviathan shot up my Behemoth, and now all that's left is poor Karchev. Can he do it? Probably not, but we'll find out. So the ever-brave Karchev charged this Slayer and absolutely cut him up. Can he survive the Deathjack's countercharge? Probably not, but once again, we'll find out. Mortenebra cast Terminal Velocity. No, I'm sorry. Her minion cast Terminal Velocity. The Deathjack, as expected, charged Karchev and did a heck of a lot of damage. Oh, that's the wrong card. Heck of a lot of damage. And the Leviathan charged and didn't do quite as much damage, but Karchev is still standing because he is a total badass. That was Cryx. Turn 4. Alright, Karchev went in and chopped down the Deathjack like so many trees. And then, having 3 focus left, started going after Leviathan, leaving the Leviathan with 2 boxes. Fortunately, those 2 boxes are its melee weapon. That was Khador, turn 4. Sorry, turn 5. With his Cortex damaged, the Leviathan was able to make 1 attack against Karchev. Unfortunately for me, that attack was pretty hard and did 8 damage, just enough to kill him. is a sad day for Khador. But it was a good game. And that's it. See you next time. Check out our blog at nerdworldnation.com and our web store at thewizardswallshop.com.